Welcome to episode 3 of the e-Literates podcast with your hosts, Brian O'Reilly, and co-hosts, Sean O'Reilly.
Hey, how you doing out there, TV land?
Hey, just keep what you
Let's just keep going.
Yeah, it's raw and real.
Co-host
Dan the Man.
Alright, Dan the Man. And what was her code name again? We have a special guest on today. Stacy.
Yes.
Codename Vagina Spectre.
Okay.
No, god damn it.
So Sean's taken to calling her Vagina Spectre, which may be appropriate for this episode since, you know.
It's never appropriate anywhere. No, alright, no, just go.
Well,
go.
Dan, you haven't swallowed the red pill, like I have.
Oh, okay. Now, please tell me all about this red pill you swallowed.
Yeah, because, like, you know, last episode, I got pretty upset about the whole career women thing, and I just realized I was being a beta male, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned about women's place in society and their sexual market value. Apparently, I have none because I'm a black male, but...
Wait, you're black?
Don't Asian males have less than black males?
I guess they have higher earning potential, which gives you more sexual market value. So...
Wait.
But they have less weenus potential.
Yeah.
I've seen...
So we're not only...
Not gay.
We're not only sexist, we're racist too. No, please, continue.
Well, Dan, you're a beta feminist, so
Yeah,
not all of us are sexist.
I'm a bitch. Yeah, let's keep going.
All right.
Please teach me, instruct me, educate me on how I'm...
Yeah.
Just go.
Just know that we're not bitter towards women, all right? I'm gonna kick this off by reading some comments off of the Red Pill subreddit. So, we're not bitter towards women. I'm gonna read this first comment by Hydrofrack That Ass. All right.
So you already know he respects women.
Yep. No, but the content of his words speaks volumes. He says, "The bitterness towards women disappeared when I just accepted women for what they are. I don't expect them to have integrity or moral principles or anything. And I don't expect them to be self-aware and understand their own motivations and emotions. And I'm much happier with women now."
So when he starts viewing them as objects,
As dogs.
As dogs.
I think dogs get more respect. My God.
Well, that's true. And actually, there is a comment about dogs in here, which is funny that you brought that
Oh,
up.
God.
By RP63. "You don't hate a dog for his inability to discuss Greek philosophy with you. You love the dog for what he can actually do. The opposite is irrational and won't lead you to happiness and enjoyment of life." And then, Reels Before Feels, that's an interesting name, replies to that. "Whoa, man, you can't just go around comparing women to dogs, ... I love my loyal companion, and it really hurts when you compare him to a woman."
Oh, my God.
Alright.
And we're still going to keep up with this. No. Keep going, Brian, please.
I think I'm upsetting everyone in this room. This isn't going over as well as I thought it would be.
Well, you
No,
know, I'm
just-
loving it. Vagina Spectre's loving it too.
I was just trying to read these comments.
Brian's reading it right
I'm reading them for you. You don't need to get distracted.
I have to actually see these people wrote these.
Yeah, this is all from the Red Pill subreddit. You know, go subscribe right now. Get some real information about your SMVs and your plates and all
I don't know,
that.
by the names, you could probably tell they're not that old.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
like
was
Hydrofrack That Ass.
Yeah, right.
He's got to be like 16.
What 30-year-old is called Hydrofrack?
Some edgy kid that
No, but that's the thing.
Got
You could've
broken up with.
started with that when you were a teenager and
Yeah.
kept that. But
If he was like a teenager,
I don't keep my teenage
What about-
Well,
names.
they might have not developed, like, they might have not
Self-awareness?
matured at all.
probably
Yeah,
that too.
What was the last name though? The other ones?
Reels Before
Reels
Feels.
I think that is probably like a younger person because
He's like
they didn't have
12.
that a while ago.
What feels?
Yeah.
Well, Reddit's fairly new as well.
Go on.
Alright. So, I'm not really going at this in any particular order, but Demon Spawn has something to say about women's suffrage. He says, "Women's suffrage leads to massively increased taxation, welfare state, gun control, and government intrusion into personal lives because, you know, correlation is equal to causation. I don't think equality," and then he goes on to say, "I don't think equality, in quotes, is worth the cost. So
Oh yeah, women's rights. They ruin everything.
well, I mean, what he's trying to say.
Proves to me that they don't.
Yeah. Prove to be that science, man.
You could just say bad things and be like, yeah, women's suffrage.
Yeah, because women's suffrage came before. They're for.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Everything is fucked up because of it.
Just like the post hoc fallacy to like a million degrees.
Wait, I'm pretty sure gun control has always been a thing because that's why it's the Second Amendment.
Not control. It's been like
No.
you have the right to have.
Yeah, the Second Amendment
Yeah.
is the right to bear
Yeah.
arms. Gun
Have you guys ever read the Turner Diaries?
Oh, you told me about it.
It was
It's
really good.
it's insane.
Go get a copy.
We should read that.
Yeah, read that next. The
Read
Turner
what?
Diaries.
How long is
the
it?
Turner Diary.
We're just gonna read excerpts of it,
Yeah.
like we usually do.
Okay.
We're probably not gonna read that next episode. I have something in mind for next episode.
What's
But
it about?
I will tell you what it's this whole propaganda about.
I'll cut this out.
It was written a long time ago by this racist guy, and all like white supremacists take it as like a Bible, and it's about how this guy just started out in like this anti-gun control ring with his friends, and like it got bigger, and it turns out they basically destroy all blacks, and like it went from anti-gun control to they wipe out all people of color, and it's all white people in the world, and
What the
everything is
fuck?
happy. It is, and people like
Did Hitler write that?
No.
you gotta read it. It's really
It's a
good.
nice segue.
Sorry, what?
That's a terrible way of getting me to like that. No, check it out.
You
It's
want-
all white people, and all the black people are dead. You should
Well,
totally
like-
read
You
it.
can't go out there and hire Nazis, Dan. All right. What you gotta do is you hire people that are likely to be Nazis.
Yeah, and like at first he just
Alright.
like it starts out they just call them black people, and then it turns into
there a computer
Negroes, and then it turns into them just calling them niggers.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
like a whole progressive thing. Make a white utopia in America.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just like these guys want a male-dominated utopia because,
Yeah, they all wanna bang themselves.
well, women would be in
Women are good at
concentration
that.
camps.
I mean, dogs are fun to play with. Women are
But
good
you
at
wouldn't
that.
talk to your dog.
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk to a.
So the next comment that we've got is about career women by Gecko Zors. And I guess this is in response to some empowered career woman. He says, duh, she's an empowered career woman. Men see women like her and say, wow, I'm so turned on by her intelligence and maturity. And then Red Pill for Life replies, lol, that's fucking hysterical. Just seeing it written out like that is such a joke. I just can't ever imagine popping a boner at the thought of a woman having a great job. Ooh, money.
This guy works a menial job.
Yeah. Red Pill for Life.
He must have not gotten promoted, and Sally, what's her name? did.
Right? She moved up the career ladder.
Probably because he sucks somebody's dick.
Okay. So Legend of Pasta here is endorsing religion, which is not surprising. Then again, most red pillars apparently are atheists, but they respect religion for some reason. Anyway, religion, if nothing else, prescribes. He spelled prescribes wrong too. He spelled prescribes. The most successful way to live in order to have a proper reproduction. If everyone waited till marriage for sex, guess what happens to STDs? Yeah, this checks out so far. And out of wedlock births. Technically, it would be no murder and theft and adultery.
Oh, so
The fuck?
waiting until marriage solves all the problems in the world. Okay.
Yeah, religion was right
So
about that.
women's rights are the problems of the world. Waiting until marriage solves all the problems. Okay, yeah, I'm following that so far.
Yeah. And he also says it would keep hypergamy in check. And what, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. Hypergamy is women desiring men that are apparently, quote unquote, way above their level, I guess. And it would keep that in check or whatever. And then he goes on to say, whether you believe in a higher power or not, religion is the best way to preserve natural law. So,
It's God's will, then. If women didn't sling it around like, hotcakes, we wouldn't have all these out of wedlock births. Men can't stop themselves, all right? But women.
Yeah, women need to control themselves.
Yep.
But at the same time, they say things like women can't control themselves because they shouldn't be trusted to make their own decisions. So it's very contradictory.
It's one of those things that suits the situation. Like, oh, you can't blame men for this, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, oh, well, women should, stop being slutty and stuff. But then it's like, oh, look, that's when it comes to sex, to take away the blame from the men. But then when it comes to, like, women having positions of authority or making choices, it's like, oh, you're letting a woman in charge? She can't think.
Yeah, Dan. And Empty Form will go on to
I
prove
agree
that
with you,
point
Dan.
right.
You're right. Women can't think.
No! I was being sarcastic, goddammit. Don't you dare twist my words.
Just cut out the parts where he...
No!
Where he talks.
No! Just...
Alright.
I hate you guys.
So yeah, this will help you out, Dan. Empty Form says, indeed, and if you look over at Red Pill women, they are growing in numbers too, and Red Pill women's another subset of the
Alright,
Red
no,
Pill.
keep going.
It's women that believe in this stuff, pretty much. And there's apparently 5,000 of them. So
Just 5,000?
How many of them are guys?
one is
pretending
too
to be
much.
girls?
That's true. But one is still too much.
Many of them are Muslim.
And wow. Yeah. Offensive much? Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll just move on. And seem to be happier than ever. Sometimes I read that shit and my cold heart actually warms a little at how adorable they are. That's not patronizing at all. Women are like children.
Oh, God.
But that can be a huge compliment. My favorite part of being in relationships, this is like borderline creepy. My favorite part of being in relationships with women is now unlocking their childlike wonder they have for the world.
No, that's borderline psychotic. That's... oh, God damn it.
A good woman's joy makes me feel joy. I just have to be a strong leader.
Wait, hold on. I want to talk about this one.
Oh.
Vagina Spectre weighing in on the subject.
Yeah, you guys could ignore everything she's gonna say right now.
No.
We'll just cut it in post.
You could go to the next one.
No,
no,
I want you to
no,
comment on
Please,
this.
we want to hear what you have
Yeah.
to say.
I'll put the comment back on there for you in case you want to read this
No,
over.
I just had to read it over. Oh my gosh. It's like, I know a lot of girls that will do anything just to have, like, the guy like them. And because they're in this severely demented subculture, they'll demean themselves just so that guys will date them. And this guy said he's been in relationships?
Yeah, like when he talks to his mom.
Have you seen?
Like, how many relationships didn't work out for
have you
this guy?
Probably the one with his
Anime
boss.
Club, right, Stacey?
I've seen the anime club.
It's a perfect example of
Red pill culture.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
we
they
talk about
do
anime club.
post on here. You can go to the next
I'm
one.
pretty sure they do. Alright. Oh, this post is from Red Pill Women. Okay.
Oh.
Dana Banana 9 says, no, he's quoting someone. There's a difference between rape/sexual assault and battery. If you actually read what I wrote, I was specifically saying, no, there isn't a difference. No, the crime of rape was never about physical assault and battery, which already exist as categories of crime, so you don't need rape charges, apparently. But was about the destruction of a female's value to the man who owned that value. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
You responded to my argument by simply repeating the fundamental first premises I specifically set out to refute as if they were arguments against what I was saying. You know, facts. Stacey's just talking about facts. I'll try to ask anyone on Earth again, what makes a sexual battery so unique from any other kind of battery that requires a whole separate category of crime? This guy's worried about the real issues here.
Once your dick's out, I'm pretty sure that's sexual
Yeah.
assault. You could be naked and beating up on a dude. That's sexual assault.
Well, I mean, if the woman's not lying, because this guy goes on to say,
If the woman's not lying.
yeah, you can't trust women, he says, without the details of what your ex did to you, which I take with a grain of salt, like all female accounts of reality. Jesus. There are already several crimes in this situation without there needing to be a specific separate crime of rape, like false imprisonment, terroristic threats, assault, etc. Unless there's more than one person involved, it's not a conspiracy. Even if there continued to be a separate crime of rape, I would bar rape claim. Wow. Okay. I would bar rape claims where a woman had previously had consensual intercourse with the man and voluntarily went alone with that man. So, if you sleep with someone,
Yeah,
you can't get raped by them.
Yep. When she comes to your house, you know what she's there for. She can't say no.
I remember reading a comment like that where it actually said that, where if she's at your house, that means sex is on the table and it's your job to escalate. Like, it's just creepy.
Yeah.
Sounds like some pickup artist shit.
It is, and then like young girls will go on the internet, read this from these people, and think that that's true, and then they'll go to some guy's house and accept it without knowing that
That's
it's
what red
actually
pill women
rape.
is.
They won't. They don't know that it's rape. They'll go to this guy's house and get taken advantage of, thinking that this is what's supposed to happen, even though they don't want it.
It's just
But
awful.
whatever.
Yeah.
I just wanted a drink of water. That's what.
Right?
It's like I went over that guy's house.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, he raped you.
No.
I felt like he would have.
Alright, so let's move on to the
Yeah.
comments. Alright, so, Dana Banana 9's back again, actually.
Hey Dana, she's probably the only one in that red pill women forum.
Out of the 5,000 that are apparently there.
He's a representative.
Alright. I don't know, I think it's a guy, because look at this complaint that they have. The obsession with cock size was fomented, not like fermented or cemented, fomented, that's not even a word, in the 70s to denigrate white men and promote miscegenation? I don't know what that word means. Also, it emanated from the newly vocal size queens of the increasingly visible gay community.
This is a guy.
Yeah. It never came from women. A penis only needs to be big enough. That's totally a dude.
Not because it was talking about like the penis sizes, like how it
Increasingly visible gay people.
about that and how like it's like demasculated white men.
There's
Like
there's
White men
women
are
that
so
hate gay
emasculated,
people,
though.
right?
I
So-
know, but this is that was a man. That was a man.
No,
I don't need any more evidence that was a man.
That was a dude. He hates gay people. He's got a small dick.
Alright. So, get off a more lighthearted subject. I'm gonna make you guys sad with this next one. Okay. So, AFPJ is responding to this comment. No one deserves death, ... Now, AFPJ, he replies saying, not so sure about this.
Oh, God.
200 years ago, a whore got stoned and burned to death and nobody batted an eyelid. Today, a whore gets shot, in parentheses, a relatively painless death, and everyone loses their shit. Contrary to popular belief, this is the exact opposite of progress.
Whores aren't people, right?
What does this guy think he is? That he's Joker? Like, a whore gets shot in the head, and nobody bats an eye. Everyone just makes a big deal about it. God damn it.
Well, obviously, a girl
At a loss
rejected
for
him
words.
and
Yes,
went
I'm
to
at a
someone
loss for
else.
words.
Yeah. No, that's being a whore if you reject me and go to someone else.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
Oh my goodness, it's like those guys at the anime club. They tell you that they're planning on
We're gonna make a lot of
killing
enemies.
Bonsai.
Killing Bonsai?
Yeah, you remember Bonsai?
What?
It's the Asian guy that was always really quiet, only talked to girls.
Mhm.
He talked to me once, and that's when I wore a mini skirt. Like the schoolgirl mini skirt and like a sweater over it. He
That's
talked
my
to me
fetish.
and he followed me around the whole day. He followed me to the parking lot.
Objectified.
He's like, oh, this is where you parked your car? I'm
Yes, and he stood there while I was talking to my then boyfriend, and then he's like, oh, and he just stood there talking to me and him, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go now. But there's this one girl, you probably know her, the girl, she has really short hair, hangs out with all the Magic guy players, is very loud,
I think so.
kind of cute, but, you know,
I don't know.
not that good.
Not that. I don't think she
Wow.
was cute.
Judging.
like-
I guess women are judging.
Women are hella judgy.
But like, she apparently Banzai called her a slut or a whore because she rejected him, and he eventually he was like, oh, but you're just a slut, whatever.
He started
And-
the red pill for him.
Yeah. And I was overhearing her talk to her little subculture of friends, and they're like, oh, we should kill Banzai. And they're like, oh, yeah. And one of them works at some freezer plant. Like, oh, we could actually just put him in the back of the freezers. Nobody checks there. And it was just like, well, all right. I'm not saying that she's a slut, but, like, she
But come
goes
on.
around. Like, I saw her
Not that there's anything wrong with
Yeah,
that.
there's nothing wrong with that. But know that you are, you know?
But you're a whore.
These are not the official views of the e-Literates podcast. Continue.
Wow, our first 2 episodes, we had issues of, of discussion, you will say. But episode 3, holy shit!
No holds
But,
barred.
like,
Yeah,
she would
man.
sit on these guys' lap, and I would think, oh, she's single. You know, she'll
You gotta give
do
nerds
whatever she
boners.
wants,
Uh-huh.
whatever. And then I saw her kiss another guy. I'm like, oh, she finally found a boyfriend. That's nice. And then I was talking to this other guy, and I was like, oh, how come she's not going to class with her boyfriend? It's like, oh, her boyfriend doesn't go to this school. He lives in some state. But not here. He's never been to this school. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So who's that guy she was kissing?
I don't know, maybe it's a English thing. Maybe she's English.
No, she's
In English.
From England.
Because Brits sling it around.
No, kissing is a thing.
Kissing is a... What are you
I
talking
think it's
about?
Italian where you kiss on the lips, but that's like for family and stuff, really.
What are your... So
Oh.
speaking of cheating on their boyfriend, you guys know what cuckolding is, right?
I love that. That's my favorite porn to
What's
look
your
up.
favorite?
It is. It's my favorite category.
I
of
really
porn.
like it. All of them are like ugly.
I like the rawness of it, the homemade looks.
Okay.
I only watch homemade cuckolds.
They're like all, I don't know, they're like all ugly, and it's like...
They're real married women. What do you expect real married women to look like?
With real men banging their wives.
Yeah.
Alright, so pretty much cuckolding is, your wife has someone else impregnate her, right? So Land Forlorn
So
has...
that's
I thought it-
breeding. That's breeding.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Cuckolding
cheating.
is just cheating.
Yeah.
And then you can have them breed.
Isn't cheating just cheating? I thought cuckolding was the whole
Cuckolding is you have full
thing. Isn't it when you
acknowledgement.
ejaculate into her?
You're like, it's
No,
cool.
it's full acknowledgement of
Shit.
your wife cheating on you, and you could be a part of it and watch it.
Yeah.
But that's just what cuckolding is.
Oh, well, whatever. We don't need to look it up.
I'm curious now.
Alright, so Dan's officially removed himself from the
And then you
podcast because
could,
he's so upset.
If you have
What?
a,
What do you...
if you-
I'm just...
Wait, hold
Shut
on.
up.
if you have a black male duo, they're called black bulls, and then you can have them.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're called black bulls, and they could breed your wife, which is basically cream pie your wife. And then you can have your hubby, that's what they call the husband, your hubby do the cleanup, which is basically eating the cream pie from the wife.
On today's episode of the Literates podcast,
We're gonna put a NSFW.
yeah, very NSFW, and you learn a lot about porn, apparently.
Shit.
I'm an adult film enthusiast.
Yeah. Holy shit.
She goes on RedTube regularly.
Pornhub's way better, bro.
Oh.
She goes on tour.
That's true.
Yeah, tour.
Jesus. Okay. A Land Forlorn says, honestly, I think cucking a man is worse than rape. And many feel rapists should be hit with the death penalty. I personally would much rather catch a brief beating and some unwanted sex for a night than experience the most sickening betrayal from someone I love. Followed by having my wallet emptied for aeons by this monster and her alpha's kid. If not death, I feel people who commit such an act should at the very least be removed from society.
He was probably cheated on by a better individual.
Well, he was
His
nice
wife
enough to
always
call him an alpha.
Yeah.
I was like,
His wife probably told him that, how about we bring another guy into this? She left him for that guy.
He's like, oh,
That
he's...
happened. There was a really famous cuckold couple of this Asian girl I think her name was Momo. Slut wife Momo or something.
Okay.
Jesus.
I remember her. She's just like she wears glasses. She usually does anal with a lot of black males, and she has a rose tattoo on her butt. You can go look her up.
I
You've
might
seen?
have seen it. I might
Yes.
have seen it.
She apparently.
I remember glasses, and I remember
The rose tattoo on the butt.
and then like a bunch of people.
She
so.
apparently she left her husband
So,
one of
Brian,
the
how are
guys
you?
that
I'm learning about porn today, apparently. So welcome to the Tangent Hour on the Illiterate Podcast. Okay. Wow, Dana Banana's just like just going at it, comment after comment. Here's Dana Banana again. This is probably my favorite person on Red Pill Women. Oh, they're a mod now. They moved up. Okay. They say, I don't know if it's he or she, they say, one thing modern mating has made starkly clear is that allowing women to choose their own mates is an unmitigated disaster that's going to end. Okay.
Wait.
Prepare yourself for this. That's going to end advanced technological civilization.
Holy shit!
So women being able to choose their lovers, downfall of man.
Yep.
That's like the new Planet of the Apes.
That's
That makes perfect sense.
That's why your mind is blown right now.
yeah. Shut up.
It's because
No, it's-
scientists have to put more effort into finding a woman. If they could just put all their effort to science and then they could just get any woman they want, then we'd advance science a lot more, don't you think?
Wait, hold on. I just have this.
Maybe scientists should just not have women and just do science.
Don't the women choose the mates? That's why the men animals have to.
Yeah, you
show
gotta be
off.
alpha, bro.
And you know, isn't that
peacocking.
how
That's the animal kingdom.
evolution happens because they choose the better mate? So women's opinions would obviously be better.
Yeah, that's what guides our society for, you know.
Ooh, you should have brought Darwin into this, Brian. Or
They probably bring up Darwin.
Bring Darwin into this.
They probably bring up Darwin and they use it completely wrong. Because I guess women do have most of the mate choice. Except for, like, flies. Apparently flies, like...
Are gross.
Yeah, they shoot their sperm into a woman and puncture her, like... I forget what fly it is,
Good.
Oh my god.
but they do that. They're terrible people. If you could call them people.
Yeah, but I also like the lions. Like the male gets to stay at home and.
Okay. Okay, so canned wine, 199. So this isn't. Oh wow, red pill. Dana Banana is replying to this though. Okay, they got a lot of Dana Banana. All right. Canned wine says, "No, I understand all that. That's not what's disgusting to me. Said you think that development bracket of preteens to teens are most
Get the fuck out of here.
are most desirable to men, and
Preteens?
yeah, the development bracket of preteens to teens are most desirable to men. And given the opportunity, apparently all men would only shoot for those girls. And that a man would only have sex with someone such as you because they don't have the opportunity to or don't want to risk having sex with an overdeveloped 12-year-old. So, that's not weird.
Yeah, men want to sleep with kids. That's what society doesn't allow it.
Yeah, and this is the ephobophilic thing we were talking about before. Dana Banana has something to say about this. Hebophilia, there we go. You are limiting what I said to overdeveloped 12-year-old girls, and I don't know why. I said hebephilic and ephebophilic. Hebephilic and ephebophilic. I do have the somewhat controversial opinion that gay male sexuality tends toward the hebephilic and straight the ephebophilic, but I'm not married to it. Okay.
Yeah, I understand what she's trying to say.
Okay. But like the messed up thing that he says is that I agree that 12 to 14 is a gray area.
Oh.
There's nothing gray about that. That's why they speak of pedophilia, hebephilia, blah blah blah. I mean that's really it. He just rambles on after that. But he says 12 to 14 is a gray area.
No, it's not.
It's not at all.
I think one of the arguments they would try to be like, oh, that's when we first have sexual desires, so you'd want someone your age when you first start out. And that's why I hear people say that all the time. But I'm like, when you're 12 to 14, you don't want to have sex with the girl. You think she's cute and you want to hold her hand and kiss her. And then later on, you want to do... Yeah.
You want to do the weird butt stuff.
You want to do the butt stuff. I hear you don't got a penis down there. What you got?
Okay, this guy's messed up. Unlike women, man's love is not built upon sex, and so a man having a lot of sex doesn't decrease their capacity to love. So, unlike women, you know.
Are you done with that comment? Did you read it all?
There's more.
Okay, no, keep going then.
In my estimation, it is failed long-term relationships and marriages that increase a man's ability to love, not meaningless sex with random chicks. Men aren't depleted of their capacity to love via sex, but through being abandoned, dumped, and divorced. After going all in and committing fully to a woman, for her to use up everything he has to offer mentally and financially, and then dump him when she's had her fill. So to the ladies out there, avoid divorced men. They are the equivalent of whores for long-time relationship material. So yeah, don't marry divorced men, apparently. This is why even if you're in a long-term relationship as red pillars, we never advise going all in with a girl and always have backup options. These guys obviously have backups. If you let her, a woman will destroy you and leave you with nothing, and then view you with contempt for being weak.
Nice emphasis there, Brian.
I have to emphasize, I have to put myself in their shoes. With women, it's the opposite. This is so funny. It's just so funny how ridiculous this is, what's coming up. Every dick that enters her takes a piece of her soul.
You heard it, folks. Penises take away women's souls.
I'm really just gonna end it there.
The penis is the devil.
It just takes her part of her soul.
So what do you got to say, Dan?
Yeah.
I can't. This is you mean like just that comment or everything?
Both.
I want to hear this comment.
Yeah.
I can't believe this shit. This is fucking ridiculous.
You haven't swallowed a red pill yet.
Shut the fuck up with your pills.
Big pharma, baby.
What about you, Stacey?
Well, I've talked a lot. I don't even know why I'm talking.
She's talked the most, I would say.
I've got a lot to say about these.
These alpha quote unquote males.
I think that point, what he said right there, it's easy to argue for, and it resonates a lot with the guys out there.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
TRP endorsed, it says at the top. So
TRP endorsed. What does that mean?
TRP is the red pill.
Oh man, TRP.
We call them twerps. Twerps, I mean.
Wait, so the red pill. Can I discuss the Matrix first? I haven't really.
No, yeah, finally.
It's
the
obviously
Matrix.
based on the Matrix,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But they're seeing the real world.
I think
They
that's
think
the
that this is
concept
the
of
reality. They think
Yeah.
everyone's an idiot. Like
Right.
every subculture is kind of like that, though.
Right. The concept is like, red pill, so that means you're awake and this is the truth. If you take the red pill, you see the truth.
Alex Jones,
And
baby.
apparently, this bullshit is the truth, according to them, these fucking assholes. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to judge, are we?
This is all about judging.
All right. So, Stacy, according to this comment, I don't think we're gonna be friends anymore. Because Lee Motif says, quote unquote, really good friends actually means beta orbiters who haven't been able to dip their dicks into her pussy. There are no female friends. There's nothing of value to discuss or do with women.
Oh my god.
Put your foot down all the way.
I hate that concept where people think that men and women can't be friends.
We're not friends anymore.
Yeah, I hate that concept because we all know it's a reality.
I just want to see what these people look like.
White,
I just wanna
acne, fedora.
see how they take care of themselves.
They don't.
What their fingernails look like.
If you could call them that. Probably filled with semen.
Like, what do they?
Because they
ejaculate?
masturbate.
I wonder if they ejaculate into tissue paper or a towel.
To
or
My
a
Little
sock.
Pony.
There's different.
Why do you want?
Because if it's a tissue paper, they put effort into doing it. They'll have a clean thing every time. If it's a towel or like a sock, they're just dirty and they just pick up the first thing they see. It could have the same crust that they had since the last time they ejaculated.
Stop, don't look at me.
What's wrong, Dan? What do you use? Do you use tissues, socks?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
Why?
Answer it.
Why can't you answer the question?
I don't want to answer that
Well,
question.
I mean, it's well known that everyone masturbates, Dan. Everyone.
yeah.
So what's your problem?
I don't feel comfortable.
Well, women
Why
don't
are you
masturbate.
why are you uncomfortable?
Well, women don't masturbate because they don't enjoy sex.
I didn't expect this. We do this podcast.
Take the real red pill, Dan, and realize
Oh
that
my-
nothing should
No.
make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No, fuck the red pill. 'Cause now it's been corrupted into this, women hating bullshit.
They don't hate women. They just understand
What kind
them.
of porn do you
Yep.
watch?
They really are.
Dan, what
God
what kind of porn do you watch?
I think our viewers want to know.
Yeah.
Our viewer.
But yeah, Dan, what category do you say?
You're still on this.
You gotta answer one of these questions.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna answer.
You already know that Stacy likes cuckolding.
Yeah. Especially with white
Yeah.
wives. And
Black-
cleanup has to be there. It's
Wow.
not worth it. It's not worth it if cleanup isn't there.
The Black Bull.
Yeah. And it can't just be one. It has to be multiple males.
Oh my god.
Because she has to get pregnant.
We don't know who the father is.
Some alpha, probably.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Come on, Dan.
Yeah,
Like,
next
just
next
give us
episode
a-
won't be as uncomfortable. We're actually going to read a story next episode.
Just give us some categories of what you look for.
I'm not gonna say anything.
It's black.
Yeah. I mean, I like ebony porn, so...
Ebony porn?
Wow, look at this guy. Shut the fuck up, Brian.
That's what it is on Pornhub.
Why was that a question mark, Dan? Like, you don't know what ebony porn is?
No, I'm not gonna do this.
So you obviously don't
If-
search
look,
ebony
If
porn.
this was
Yeah.
the fucking porn podcast, I'd be like, okay, this shit's gonna come up in conversation.
Alright, we'll
You
move on.
obviously don't know me very well, Dan.
Yeah, apparently I don't.
She's a sexual deviant.
Yeah, she lures dudes into their apartments.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll move on to the comments. This guy has a cool story. I've been talking to a girl I met at the gym for a few weeks via text, right? For more background, we're both seniors in college. Yeah, whatever, that's boring. Okay, so moving on. Tonight, we happened to wind up at the same bar, and I pursued her. We talked for a while before I asked her to come home with me. We got sidetracked for a bit. We finally ended up at my house. We'd been making out all night and continued to do so in my room. Eventually, we ended up in my bed. I had the absolute shit at her pussy. I don't think that I have ever put on such an amazing performance. Next, she gave me some dome. It was alright. However, being drunk, I was really craving some intercourse. I do not recall the exact order that this information was given me, but in some sequence, this girl informed me concurrently that she was not, quote-unquote, this kind of girl, and that she, quote-unquote, made a mistake having sex with some guy during spring break on a one-night stand. She continued on that she would leave if I wanted her to. It took me a while to consider my answer to that. Eventually I stated, yes, I think you should leave. She proceeded to say, sorry, I didn't realize you were a dick, before storming out. Who the fuck am I? She found it fine to some random dude that also goes to the same school as on a particular night. But me, being a nice guy, that had been talking to her for a bit and entertaining her all night, had not earned the right to bang her? I'm not that kind of girl. The sentence ringing in my ears makes me sick. So I put in more effort to treat you like a human being, and I should be rewarded by not banging you? Thanks. Get the F out of my house.
What a stuck-up
So they went to
bitch.
the same school,
Yeah.
so that's why they would meet at the bar.
Uh-huh.
Wait. Senior high school or?
Grade school.
I guess he's in college now, but in high school she banged someone, and now he thinks it's wrong for her.
Wait, did they meet each other in a bar when they were in high school?
This has to be college.
It has to be college.
Oh, well, we sure hope so.
They just went to the same college and they went to probably the same place after spring break, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, his problem is that
So she regrets sleeping with him after
She
was
regrets
drunk.
sleeping with the other guy,
Oh.
so that's why she's not sleeping with him.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
dude, you got some dome, like. chill
Yeah,
out.
right?
Right?
Relax.
that's a pretty good date.
He was like, that was so dome, though. I mean,
I got a
you
bang.
should have seen the cunning linguist I put on this bra just now.
I bet he wasn't even that good.
Yeah. But he probably thought he was great. I mean, you're drunk. You probably thought he was amazing.
Like the sloppiest sex. And she was like, I'll give you a blowjob and you can leave. But he's like, that was so good.
You see how crazy I went on down on you there? You must have came like 3 times.
Oh, yeah, you're so good. I'm coming now. Are you done? Okay. So when do you guys want to end this? There's like three.
I don't know. You just keep reading comments.
There's
and
like
we
three
start
more.
saying
There's like 3 or
shit
4 more
about it.
comments. So
I'm enjoying so this is fun.
okay.
Go on.
So human sock puppet is replying to a comment. I feel like TRP, the red pill, is okay with the man cheating, but the moment a woman cheats, it gets accused. It gets accused on hypergaming, which we mentioned earlier. Men cheat because women do it, and vice versa. No one is effing innocent. And human sock puppet replies to this comment. This is a good question, and I'll explain to you why. When a woman bangs outside of her relationship, or even intimates that she might, her male partner is disgusted. He becomes spiteful, angry, and immediately unattracted to her. Her infidelity turns him off. When a man bangs outside of his relationship, or even intimates that he might, his female partner becomes jealous. She becomes insecure, worrisome, and increasingly attracted to him. And she's motivated to win him back. His infidelity turns her on. It's the
There you
sex.
have it, folks. No. It's guys, cheat on your girls because that'll turn her the fuck on.
Yep.
Holy shit.
It's the sexes that decide what kind of cheating is and isn't okay. Men aren't okay with it, and women are. Women have said loud and clear with their actions that cheating is okay.
I'm pretty sure these kind of guys search for that insecure girl.
Mm-hmm.
The women that want a halfway decent looking guy, would do anything for them.
Mm-hmm. Basically, anime club.
Yep.
We're not gonna have.
I have a tag on my Tumblr just called Anime Club of anything that really they're just trash.
We're not gonna have any anime fans listening to this.
Yeah.
And the fact that you just said Tumblr, every MRA that was listening is just gonna hate us. I mean, just this episode alone is gonna make them hate us, but still.